Something's told me he closed the app. We'll just, when you close out your PlayStation app, it kicks you out of the party. Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to put it in all of them or just the one?
No, just, well, you're not in all of them. Just put it in main and ours. Main first, then Red D3.
Gotcha. It's already in main.
Yeah, I'll give you a minute if you want to do that. Alright, like I said, if we can mute our mics, if possible. Because someone's got an ocean going on. Oh, still going. Perfect. Alrighty, so, we're going to talk about the Spring League first. Just I know we all basically know what's going on with that because we updated you guys in the coaches Discord. But that's going to be starting on May 9th. It's going to be lasting through the 27th. Some people's playing 5 because a bonus game with Team Gray. Some people's just playing 4. Now, we're not doing no fancy championship or anything, or any of that. But for our social medias, best record wins. It's that simple. We have everybody split into 2 pods because we weren't going to make an 11:30 team play a 9 o'clock team for preseason. Now, this is the thing I'd really like to stress for the preseason is don't go out here trying to get a big win in the preseason thinking beat this team or that team. Don't beat some subs. Even if you want the hey, let's try to make this a sub-only game or something like that. Go ahead. I'd like to compare this to Major League Baseball spring training. They're not trying to win out there. They're playing everybody. I mean, they're trying to win, but they're playing everybody. They're not playing their best lineup. They got 40 players there. They're playing everybody. They're seeing what they have, getting everybody that experience that they'll need once they get into the regular season. We do have some people that need that experience, so please take advantage and play your subs. Once the Spring League is over, the regular season will start on May 31st. That is the Tuesday directly after Memorial Day. Welcome back. It is a 22-game season just like last year. Schedules are done, finally. You guys will get those tonight. The All-Star break will be July 3rd through the 9th. No games will take place that week except for the All-Star game on July the 8th. And then on July the 7th will be the All-Star game draft. We done that last year. It was fun. People liked it. We're going to do that again. First place team and second place team, standings-wise, not power ranking, standings. You guys will be the head coaches of each All-Star team. And we are going to do something different this year when it comes to picking the All-Stars. Because like last year, not trying to say anything mean or anything, I'm not going to say names either, but some people were picked, and it's like, man, something's telling me they picked him because they liked him and didn't pick him because, he's averaging 30 kills per game. So, I don't know how we'll do that. We might just let the teams choose their own. I think that would honestly work better than what we've been doing the last 2 seasons. So, but we'll keep everybody updated with that. For now, though, probably going to go with each team picking their own. Alright,
Can I say something?
what's up?
So there's a thing that the pros do during the All-Star break. They do like
Well, just for the heck of it?
yeah,
That kind of sounds... Yeah, no, I'm just asking, like, they're just basically seeing who the best player is.
yeah.
Because, yeah, it does kind of sound fun.
Some mess around and pull off snipers or something, but one player from each team and they just go into the tournament.
Yeah. Kind of like how other sports, they do more than just an all-star game, so...
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what you're saying. Basically an extra event. No, I like that, so thanks for bringing it up. Remind me about it, though, because I'll probably forget. No, that's a good point. We're going to move on to the rules and regulations for this year. Some will be very familiar. Some will be different. But the shooting bodies policy. And I know that this is one that many people's not going to like because, yeah, you get hyped up, you shoot bodies. Well, when the pros shoot bodies, the crowd goes crazy. They love it, whatever. The announcers love it. When we shoot bodies, we get called toxic and people leave the stream. We got a lot of negative comments when shooting bodies was on our live stream. So there ain't gonna be none of that. You get caught shooting bodies in any sense, that player is suspended the rest of the series. If it happens past game 1, they're out the next game. Most of the time it's not found until afterwards anyway. So you will be out a game. That happened a couple times last year to a couple people. So you can't shoot bodies. You guys are coaches. You guys got to control them, make sure they don't do that. And at the end of the day, we're all Dfuze gaming. We don't need to be shooting bodies anyway. Oh yeah, man, because the most valuable player ain't gonna be going around shooting
I think we could add like an
bodies.
incentive to your team, like if you get caught one of your like own members like shooting buddies, like maybe like it's 2 games or practicing for them, like not just 1 game. Like you can add to yourself, like so let's say if someone on my team got shot bodies, I'd be like, all right, you're out for the next 2 practices and the next series,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure they won't do it.
Oh yeah, got to make sure you guys are disciplined. You got to have a disciplined team if you want to get anywhere. No, no. Teabagging will fall under the shooting bodies policy, so I'm glad you said that. Ammunition boxes will more than likely be GA'd. Alrighty, moving forward. Now this one might be changed. This one is really subject to change because we got to figure it out with the veto rule that we'll talk about here in a minute. But same rules last year. You've got to get your maps and modes to the away team 2 hours before the game starts. Your game starts at 9:30, and Red D3 is hosting Black D3. I've got to get my maps to Brandon before, 7:30 or before. And if I don't, he gets to pick maps. So you can't just not tell the other team what maps you're gonna run. You've got to tell them 2 hours before. That's one we need to remember. A lot of new coaches here. Now, I will go and let you know. What we done in the past 2 leagues, you could choose 5 hard points if you wanted to. Not in this league. Just like the pros, game 1, preset the hard point. Game 2, S&D. Game 3, control. Game 4, hard point. Game 5, S&D. That is preset. You can't change that up. But the maps have to be turned over to the away team 2 hours before your game time. Alright, the away team will now get to veto 1 map and mode. Just 1. Okay, you want to veto Gava 2 control? Veto it. Home team can't pick it. You get 1. Now I know that's slightly different than the pros, but we're going to have some small changes because of the way that we do things. We do like an actual season where they do the majors and all that. So that is us just adjusting that rule into our system. Alrighty. The GA forfeit rule. And this is one that I want to make sure that everyone hears. Once we get the GA list, you can't use that stuff. It's basically banned. Okay, and we do that because if we didn't do this, people would use it, and then what's the point even GAing? One team's going to use it, they're going to complain. Another team's going to start using it, and then, like I said, there's no GAs. But if you use a GA'd item, you forfeit that individual game. Not the series. The individual game. And you guys really need to pay attention to this. We had I really feel awkward saying this actually, but we had a situation last year where someone used a gammon bomb and it was GA'd. It was used on game 5. This probably would have been game of the year had it not been for that. And it killed someone on the opposing team. That was a forfeit and it was an automatic win for the other team. So you got to be careful what you're using out there. Okay, I already know we're probably going to be GA in the F8 stabilizer. Don't use an F8 stabilizer. You'll forfeit that individual game. Go ahead. Yeah, yes. Yeah, MP40 only. And I was hoping to get that GA list done today, but that'll probably be within the next few days. And once we got it, we'll get it out to the coaches, and coaches can get it out to their teams. But the home team we'll host and pick maps. And we'll play at their practice time, obviously. And everyone's practice time, done that a little differently this year too. If your practice time was 11 o'clock, we can kind of flex it. Some of your home games might be at 11:30. Some might be at I just confused myself. Some might be at 10:30. Some might be at 11:30. If your practice time is 11. All right. Yes, all times are based in Eastern Standard Time. Let's remember that. Thank you, Huff. This is pretty much an obvious, but all games this year will be a 4v4. Obviously, in the Winter League, we've done 5v5. If a team is short a player, you could do 3v3 if you want. I'm just going to be honest with you, I don't recommend it. 3v3 is not fun, it's not competitive. I know 4v3 isn't fair, but it's not your fault if the other team doesn't have a player. But that's a recommendation. You guys do what you want to do and figure it out between yourselves. Each series will be a best of 5, just like the previous 2 seasons. The current maps from the CDL as of May 2022, those will be designated as DGL maps. We say that because who knows, they might add Berlin Control within the next month. We don't know. So whatever they're doing in May, that's what we'll do. As they switch, we'll switch. This is another one that people didn't really pay attention to last year and need to know. There will be a roster lock that goes into effect the final 3 weeks of the season. Teams may not add players or trade for players once that roster lock goes into effect, unless the DGL committee votes otherwise. I know last year we had to kick out 2 people that was on Black D2, and they were kind of short-handed. That was after the roster lock, and it really wasn't fair. We voted to give them 2 extra spots. So that can happen if, somebody gets mad over something stupid and leaves, because we all know it'll probably happen. It happens all the time. People snowflakes. Moving forward. And this is another one. You guys cannot be going around switching your times anymore. Okay? Your game's at 9:30, it's at 9:30. You can't get with the other team and say, all right, let's make it 10:30. One of my guys is going to be late. Game's at 9:30. Okay? In any other sports league, they don't move it for that. All games are subject to change, though, of date and time via clan officials or the DGL committee to get the game streamed. And we can do so without coach consent. If I want to move Black D3's game from 9:30 to midnight, I can do it. And no matter what Brandon says, it's at midnight. It's that simple. Our goal is to get about every game streamed. We will do whatever we can to do that. We will try our best not to screw you guys over. We'll try to ask. But we're going to get games streamed. The only way that we can try and avoid times getting changed because of that, sign up to be a codcaster. We need more. We always need more. More codcasters we got, the more availability there's going to be for games to be streamed. Alrighty. Go ahead. Thank you for that, Huff. Appreciate you. Alrighty. After winning a series, okay, whether you win it 3-2, 3-1, 3-0, don't matter. After you win, you got to send the screenshots of all 3 of your wins to me. It certifies your win. I'm hoping to get something set up in our team Discords. I can just set up a channel, y'all can put them in, but we need to see that you won. Just in case someone tries to, and it's happened. 2 seasons, it's happened. We need to see proof that you won. Good. Still send it. Cover yourself.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, sir. And honestly, since we're all here, of the kills of the final scoreboard where you could see the eliminations, because if Huff's way of doing stats doesn't work out, I'm going to manually do the stats again if I have the time, and I will just go to those pictures instead of going back and watching hours of film. So try to get it with the kills. That's what I'll go off of. But alrighty, just remember, after you win, screenshot of each of your 3 wins. Send it to me. Alright. I think this is a given, but I need to just say it anyway based off of some previous actions over the past couple months. Teams may not use non-team or non-clan members in a DGL game. You do that, your team's going to be out for a week. 2 automatic losses. We can't. Red D2 can't go out and grab Huff with Huff on their team. I know that that's a given, and I know that this is not going to happen. But I just want. You can only play with people that's on your team officially in the DGL. Now, I will say that in between games, so, like I said, if you're Red D2 and Flex is playing in Game 1, if he wants to sub himself out for Game 2, you can do that. I just wanted to make sure we got that out there. You can sub anybody in from your team, but you can't bring in somebody from another team or not in the clan. Can't do that. Alright. This is more of a warning right here. Most games that are streamed, the podcaster is going to interview the head coach or the coach that played. Our spectators loved it this past 2 seasons. I just want you guys to be ready for that. You win, honestly, win or lose, you're going to be asked. Like I said, people like to listen to that. Now, you guys know how last year games was on Tuesday and Friday only. Those were the 2 game days. Sometimes they were moved for a primetime game. Sometimes. It's not the case this year. Games will now be Monday through Friday. About 2 games a day. So be ready for that. At some point, your team might play 3 games in a week. Or there's a couple situations, I think, your team might play back-to-back games. Might play on a Tuesday and then play on a Wednesday.
Is there any time where you can play 1 game a week, or is it you're at least 2, the most 3?
It's at least 2. I'm pretty sure. Alrighty. But just be prepared for those potentially back-to-back games. Not every team has back-to-back games. Coaches are responsible for paying attention to their team schedule and having players ready. It is not the job of clan officials or leaders to tell you guys that you got a game tonight. We want to get that out of the way right now. And like I said, it's going to be a little bit more difficult keeping track now that games are, it's not just everyone playing on Tuesday. It's you might play Monday, you might not play again until Friday. You got a team schedule you need to keep track. Another thing, we're going to do the weekly power rankings again. We like doing that. Our members like it. Our community likes it. There's 9 teams this year. Most DGL's ever had. Now, the top 3 teams are going to be designated as the top 3. Pretty obvious. Kind of like college football's top 25. Now, power rankings will go off week-to-week performances, not overall record. And our first DGL, I think we had Black D2. They was 11-1. They was number 1, and then we had Black D1, who was 12-0 at number 2. Now, Black D1 struggled. Black D2 didn't. So if there's ever an instance where your team is number 4, but you got a better record than 3 or 2, just remember it's week-to-week performances. Don't come to me wanting an explanation of why your team's number 4. People get into that. My God. Let's see. Another thing that we're going to be doing this year is, and this is more for social media and more me telling you guys, make sure nobody's going to get mad over it. Alright, so if you're ranked at number 1 in the league, and somebody beats you 3-0, we're going to make a special scoreboard for it. We're going to put it on our social medias. Now, I had somebody get mad at me for something like that a couple years ago. It wasn't DGL related, it was a scrimmage, but we had advertised it, so we put a scoreboard up, and somebody got mad at me for it. Now, if there is anyone here who doesn't want their team, on a scoreboard, if you happen to be high ranked and you lose, then tell me and I'll try not to put you on it. I don't want no one to get upset. But I'm hoping that everybody will be alright with that. We need to take advantage of the DGL for our social medias. And if number 1 goes down, well, that's probably what we're going to put on our social medias. Is down goes number 1, something like that. So, if anybody got a problem with that, you can personal message me. That's fine. But I'm hoping that nobody has a problem with that. Alright. Just going to talk about the playoffs and we'll be done. Playoffs a little bit different this year as well. All 9 teams will make the playoffs this season. Last year, 5 out of 8 made it. So there was 3 teams that didn't make the playoffs at all. The top teams will be designated to the winner's bracket, which will consist of double elimination. I don't know how we're going to do that yet with 9 teams. Number 1 might get a bye, or it might just be the top 4. I don't know yet. But the top teams, once again, they will be in the winner's bracket, and they will be in double elimination. The lower teams will be designated to the loser's bracket, which will consist of single elimination. And then double elimination stops after the semifinals. You can't lose the championship and then play the championship again. We don't want to get into that just because of the way that we play the championship. The championship series will remain the way it's been for the past 2 seasons. A best of 3 series. A best of 3, best of 5, and if anyone needs any clarification on that, let me know. But an individual series is a best of 5. You're going to play 3 of those. First to win 2 of them wins. It's basically a week-long event. We just done it in February. So, yeah. Home field advantage will remain in the playoffs as well. And why we do that is because if you clinch the playoffs with 6 games left, but you're 2 games under first place, it gives you something to play for. First place has home field advantage throughout the entirety of the playoffs. Second place has it to the championship. Gives teams something to fight for. Alright, that is all I got, guys. Does anyone have any questions regarding any of this before we end this stream? Because somebody might need their question asked. Now is the time to ask it.
I did not ever know. You literally says it's short, and it's not that short. That is short.
You're short.
Well, when I was
That
15,
really
I
short.
was
That's short.
I was 6 foot, so.
I have a question.
You said never mind.
So,
Yo, someone good.
I'm 5'5", I'm 24 years old. I'm short as shit. So,
Maybe.
yeah, it's kind of short for a teenager.
the schedule's coming out
Self
tonight, right?
sabotage.
Wait, did somebody just ask something? You're very
The
quiet.
schedule's coming out tonight.
Can you speak up, please?
The schedules are coming out tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna give those L tier in just a minute. Anybody else got any questions about all the rules and how stuff works?
No, sir.
You're exactly right. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up. I think that's Flex talking. There's one more thing I want to go over, and I did not put it in my notes. All right, so we've all been in that situation where we go into a game, 5 seconds in, somebody lags out. Okay, so for search and hardpoint especially, control won't be until game 3, which it could happen. But if somebody lags out within the first hardpoint or within the first round of search, restart it all. Completely restart. If it happens after that, and if the other team can leave the game, but yeah, Tanner, mute your mic. Is that you talking?
No.
That's definitely your mic, man. Please mute. My God, bro's opening a bag of chips. All right. Lost my concentration. Oh, if it happens after P1 or after the first round of search, like I said, you can save the progress. If it's one of your guys that lagged out, you can 100% leave the game, have your entire team leave the game. But like I said, if it's past those things, then the progress will be saved. It's up to you guys to do that. Please do not bring all your problems to me. Okay? I'm available if you need me, but it's pretty difficult when you got 10 teams asking you something at one time. So try to, huh? He can join back. He can join back up, but that would be pretty. You would lose a whole hard point, which could be the deciding factor in a game. So that's up to you guys. I will tell you this though: if my team, Red D3, is hosting a game and Black D3 loses somebody, I am not going to end the game. It is y'all's responsibility to leave, and we'll restart it or we'll save the progress. Okay? It is not the other team's responsibility to watch after your team. Any questions on that?
No, sir.
Are you saying like if the game don't start at all? Try to have a backup available. Always try to have a backup available. Because, your situation you're talking about, Flex, we had that so many times this year, and we'd be streaming, man, and just sitting there, just waiting and waiting. And it's aggravating because, you got 25 viewers and then it goes down to 15. It's like, well, nobody wants to watch this, so, I'd leave it too. So, try to have somebody available. I mean, if they keep lagging out, I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you to forfeit, so, I mean, just try to have somebody. Yeah, well, hopefully the game won't screw us over in this DGL. But,
Just have another player from home team host.
yeah, change host. But, like I said, it's always best to have a fifth person there, just in case. All right. Anybody else? Any questions?
No, sir.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna shut this stream down. I'll get everybody their schedules.